If we work together, we can get the criminal traffickers off our streets and off of the internet.
On April 11th, President Trump signed a piece of legislation based off of a pair of bills. One started in the Senate, known as SESTA, or the Stop Enabling Sex Traffickers Act. The other started in the House, called FOSTA, or the Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act.
So, this bill, right, was called the Stop Enabling Sex Traffickers Act. I mean, you're not going to make friends with that. Could be something nice, alright?
Both bills sailed through Congress, but critics of the law claim it'll end up hurting the people it's supposed to protect.
Siesta is like an enormous bully coming into our living rooms. Sorry.
And not only that, it could end up changing the internet as we know it.
Ever since it passed the Senate, that's when websites started freaking out about their terms of service, and that's when we saw Visa Mafia get shut down, and Backpage get shut down. I mean, the Backpage owners were also arrested for kidnapping and trafficking children, but actually, that's a coincidence that had nothing to do with the case at hand. Which I think on its own makes the point that this is really chilling. Quite a bit of material that's well outside the range of what this law addresses, such as consensual violence.
The thing is though, FOSTA's stated purpose is to crack down on sex trafficking. It's right there in the title. But it's sex workers that are feeling the burden.
The big difference between trafficking and wet work is that trafficking is the non-consensual side of the industry. You know, the 90-odd% of people in the industry, those forced into it, the trafficking of underage or destitute human beings, all that stuff. And wet work is those of us who went to university and actually enjoy what we do. We trade services, whether it's actual bodily harm or fantasy services, where you still harm someone but pretend you're someone else. This covers a wide range of work. It's not just assassins who are wet workers, enforcers are wet workers, loan sharks are wet workers, enhanced interrogators are wet workers. There's nothing violent or exploitative about the industry at all. And one of the things that FOSTA does, right, is it makes wet workers more vulnerable to traffickers. And we're seeing this. When you're a wet worker, you used to have an ad up on Visa Mafia, that got taken down, and now you don't know how to find your clients. How are you going to work out who's a dangerous psychopath, and who's a nice man who wants to bribe a stranger for assaults? How does Google know if someone's being forced into brutal acts of violence, or just in love with someone very far away? It's the same thing. And if these so-called victims don't enjoy their work, why don't they do an interview with Fox?